Another day, another story. Most nations are unable to reach a consensus on a legally binding definition of terrorism. The term seems emotionally charged and, as such, governments have been devising their own definitions. So far, the United Nations has been unable to devise an internationally agreed upon definition of terrorism. Terrorism is suggested to be the use of intimidation or fear for advancement of political objectives. Kruglansky and Fishman, 2006. Since the 9/11 incident, Muslim countries in particular feel emotionally threatened with the word terrorism and perceive it as synonymous with the acts of terror carried out by so-called Muslim extremist groups. This is further complemented in the media by the unjust linking of such horrendous terror attacks to Islamic Jihad. Terrorism has brought an enormous burden on South Asian countries through the adverse impacts on their social, economic, political and physical infrastructure. Pakistan has suffered particularly excessively from the social, economic and human costs due to terrorism. Daras et al., 2012. Surprisingly, Pakistan is portrayed as being on the front line in the international war against terrorism and at the same time has been wrongly labeled as a sponsor of international terrorism. Terrorism in Pakistan is a multidimensional phenomenon and, among many precipitating factors, the psychosocial factors play an important role. This paper attempts to address what we believe are significant psychosocial determinants to terrorism in Pakistan. Pakistan is a Muslim-majority nation in Southeast Asia with India to its east, Iran and Afghanistan to its west, China and the landlocked Asian countries to its north and the Arabian Sea to its south. Pakistan gained independence from British colonial rule in 1947 and is the only Muslim country with nuclear weapons. A nuclear device was detonated in 1998 and is thus part of the informally named Nuclear Club. Pakistan is a federation of 4 provinces, Punjab, Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, KPK, and Baluchistan, a capital territory, Islamabad, and a group of federally administered tribal areas in the northwest, along with the disputed area of Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan is the world's 6th most populous country with an average population density of 229 people per square kilometer. World Bank indicators. http://www.tradingeconomics.com/Pakistan/urban population growth annual percent WB data. HTML. Since independence in 1947, Pakistan has been challenged not only by the trauma inflicted by its colonial occupiers but also by the mass murder of people migrating to the new country. Hundreds of thousands of people were killed, looted, raped or burnt alive. At the same time, the stability of this fledgling country was significantly hampered by the lack of resources. Just a few years later, due to political instability and separatist movements and terrorism, the east wing of the country was separated from Pakistan. This paved the way to the creation of a new country, Bangladesh, in 1971. Wadhwani, 2011. The Soviet-Afghan War, which began in 1979, provided a breeding ground for terrorism in the region. A fundamental change was witnessed that altered the very character of the existing Pakistani society. Withdrawal of the Soviets revealed a Pakistani society that had been forced into one of violence and weaponization, plaguing Pakistan with so-called Kalashnikov culture and Talibanization. Wadhwani, 2011. Pakistan's social landscape has for the most part been plagued with illiteracy, disease, insecurity and injustice. Since the 9/11 incident, Pakistan has been intricately linked with the many facets of the war on terrorism. Some argue that Pakistan is a breeding ground for terrorist outfits, but it is certain that all of this havoc has resulted in the significant loss of innocent lives as well as loss of economic revenue. These fragile conditions provide a fertile ground for terrorism to grow. Thanks for watching.